I think everybody's forgotten, but y'all simping for the wrong character. What is up? Welcome back to another Whiskey Chan banger video, and it is your boy Whiskey Chan in the building. And in today's video, yes, y'all heard me at the beginning, y'all are simping for the wrong character, and I quite mean that literally, because y'all probably all forgot about Ayaka. And now, many people are probably like, why are you even bringing her up? This, that, and the third. Well, first off, we have a little bit of new information about her. I also want to go over her kit once more because she will be really soon. I'm also going to have a speculation on when she's going to come, when the Inazuma update will be live, and everything in this video. So look forward to this. Stay if you want to know all of this. You know, you probably skipped this already, but if you didn't, thank you so much, and I love you. Love you, Whiskey Gang on top. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this video. Before we do, if you are new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below, and you join the subscribers on the grind to 2,800. We are almost over halfway there almost. So let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's join the Whisker Gang. And hit the like button and notification bell to be notified of all my daily uploads. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, first things first, I want to go over a little bit of new information about Hu Tao. And what I mean is this. Basically, Ayaka Kamisato plays a key role in the Inazuma story quest of Genshin Impact. However, MiHoYo didn't announce yet when the Inazuma update will be released. Now, with our current knowledge, we will actually apply this to everything that's going on 1.3, 1.4, and assume and speculate as to when she is coming out and just add up, you know, pieces of the puzzle. So anyway, as I was saying, Ayaka is a key character of the upcoming Inazuma main story chapter. This was made clear multiple times in the past, most notably with the 7 regions of Teyvat and the story trailer. As you already know, the 7 regions of Teyvat and Genshin Impact are all themed around real locations. Mondstadt is based on the Western medieval Europe, Liyue is based on the ancient China, and Inazuma is based on the feudal Japan and the Sengoku period. Now, what this tells us is basically, if you have not seen the 7 regions of Teyvat and the story trailer, it shows us a lot of characters and which act they appear in. Now, I'm going to go over those acts and whatnot and everything about how I speculate when Ayaka is coming to Genshin and to be live. So we're going to speculate that really soon, but before we do, I also want to note that if you did not know, moreover, Ayaka is voiced by Sayori Hayami, which means yet another high-profile seiyuu will be joining the Genshin Impact cast. Following Rosaria, voiced by Ai Kakuma, Zhongli, voiced by Tomaki Meino, or Scaramouche, voiced by Tetsuya Kakihara. Sayori Hayami is one of the most popular seiyuu of the last decade. Sayori Hayami is known for voicing Shinobu in Demon Slayer, Fubuki in One Punch Man, Sachi in Sword Art Online, Emma in the Kasekai Trails series, Yumeko in Kakagure, Claris in Sakura Wars, Shana Mia in Super Robot Wars, Manaka Takane in Love Plus. I could go on all day. Anyways, Ayaka is highly expected character for Genshin Impact players who's an otaku and understands 2D. So basically, that is some new information that I did not even know about, and I'm pretty sure most of you didn't know about. It's actually her voice actor, and the fact that she has a voice actor that actually played in one of the most growing in gross like animes ever, and what I mean by gross is I mean like the growth that it actually has, Demon Slayer. Having a voice actor that performed in Demon Slayer in Genshin is actually huge. Now, I understand this game is extremely huge for how popular it's gotten over these couple of months, but that is just really huge. Because if you did not know, the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie, that made so much money and made such a big appearance in the world. It's absolutely insane. It made it to the top of the charts in literal no time. So anyway, as I was saying, that's the new information. Her voice actor would be Sayori Hayami, which is known for, you know, Demon Slayer, One Punch Man, Sword Art Online, Kisekai Trials, Kakagure, Sakura Wars, Super Robot Wars, and Love Plus. So this is going to be really interesting. And also another thing to note is, if you are really interested in lore or not, it's going to be, she's going to have a good lore most likely. And also another thing to note is her location, feudal Japan, and I love Japan. So definitely will be simping really hard on this. But anyway, let's go ahead and go over the speculation as to when her banner is coming and why I speculate her banner is coming at that period in time. So guys, as it was stated, the 7 regions of Teyvat, you know, the trailer and whatnot, it had basically the act prologue, which was the Outlander who was caught by the wind, and then act 1, which is Farewell Archaic Lord, and then act 2, Omnipresence over Mortals, act 3, Truth Amongst Pages of Piranha, and then act 5, which is Masquerade of the Guilty, act 6, Incandescent Ode of Resurrection, act 7, Everwinter Without Mercy, and the act that has a question mark, The Dream Yet to Be Dreamed. Now, what I want to note about this was the prologue. We all got this basically from Mondstadt. This is what we're currently on. This is act 1, which is the Farewell of the Archaic Lord, which is basically all about Li Yue as well as Zhong Li. That's what we're right now. It's supposed to last like a little while. As you can see, we're still in Li Yue. They're not going to release actual locations every single update, as you all have probably already noticed. So we have to wait a while for Inazuma. And the reason I say this is because Inazuma is right after Li Yue. Now, what does that mean? Well, what we do know is that in 1.4, we are getting the Mondstadt Festival, which will have a Venti or Klee, you know, rerun. And honestly, I feel like it's definitely going to have a Venti Klee rerun because they're both like Mondstadt representatives. So in my opinion, that's what will really work. And they're going to release the new character, Rosaria. And y'all already know what's going to happen in the, you know, Mondstadt Festival. But basically, after 1.4, there is a high chance that 1.5 or 1.6 will feature Ayaka and the new area Inazuma. So after the Mondstadt Festival, we might be getting Inazuma, which is in 1.5 or 1.6. I want you to take this one a hint of salt as well. So basically right now, out of all the acts, we're on act 1 and we're about to enter onto act 2. As you can see, this is going to be a very long timeline for these acts, like when we're going to see these characters. Like after Ayaka, we're going to be seeing this character, I forgot his name. We're going to be seeing the twins. We're going to be seeing this new character that looks like they have a new weapon. And I have heard that Genshin is incorporating a new weapon, so definitely stay tuned for that. We're also getting this right here, this character, which seems like an evil lord of the Fatui, and then we're getting Dainsleif inevitably. And as you can see, they have their names right here. On Act 2, we're getting Ayaka Kamisato, which is the main character that's going to be summoned for on that act, or in the Inazuma update, whether it's 1.5 or 1.6. I believe, honestly, it will be 1.5 or 1.6, but if it's not and it's later, I mean, it really wouldn't make sense to me, because after the Mondstadt Festival, they really don't have much to do. And so I say that after that 6 weeks for the Mondstadt Festival, their 1.5 most likely will be Inazuma, but if it's not, then it's 1.6 100%. That's how I feel, unless they have some other type of fillers they want to put in to help free to play players save up all their primal gems and whatnot for these. So anyway, on Act 3, which is right here, this is Sino. I didn't know his name, but the names are right here. So this is Sino. This is one of a character that is anticipated for their design, similar to how Zhao was, and it's actually, he looks really, really good. It looks like a Anubis type vibe from, you know, like Egypt or something like that. It's really cool. And now we have this character, which actually gives me vibes that we're gonna have a character that can transform or swap. Like, there's systems in other games where a character can swap, and I feel like definitely this is going to be a new feature in the game, because as this game updates, like I said, these acts, we're only on Act 1, guys. So we've been in this game for a very long time, like a couple of months. So I feel like definitely it's going to progress. They're going to add new features, new transformations, new everything to this game. So I feel like definitely by the time we get Act 4 with Linné and Lynette, that'll probably be a switchable character type unit. So anyway, in Act 5, we have Lansan, which, like I said, is a character that we really, really look at and we say, what is his weapon or what is her weapon? Because of how they are holding themselves, it looks as if we're going to have a gauntlet type character. It looks like this character uses just brute force. So I feel like maybe we're going to get gauntlets incorporated into Genshin, maybe. Because it would be very ideal. This character looks like he or she is supposed to carry gauntlets for sure. So this is absolutely insane design, by the way. And yes, guys, she or he is a Shibi. So turn up. And if this is the first boy Shibi, that is absolutely insane. But yeah, as I was saying, that right there is Lansan. We won't be getting Lansan no time soon. That is a whole Act 5, guys. In Act 6, we will be getting the Harbinger Pulcinella, or Yeah, Pulcinella. And this is not fully revealed, so we don't know what Pulcinella looks like, but we do know they're Cryo or Ice element, and yeah, all the elements are right here, as you can see. Act 3, which is right here, Cyno, he will be a Dendro element, which is very, very insane. So honestly, if we look at it this way, if we don't get Yao Yao really soon, I feel like our first Dendro might just actually be Cyno, 100%. So anyway, that's really cool to think about. And also, you know, another thing to note is that Lansan's Pyro, and you know, Pulcinella's Cryo, and Dainsleep, we have no element. We don't know much about Dainsleep, even though he has made a big appearance in 1.3 in the story mode. He has made a very big difference, not big difference, but a very big appearance, and we have seen him. So it's crazy that we actually don't know his vision, honestly. But we will know it soon, most likely. Anyway, like I was saying though, we are slowly but surely approaching the Inazuma location, as well as Ayaka, who is the queen of all queens, in my opinion. Okay, so anyway, I feel like definitely 1.5 or 1.6 we will be getting this character 100%. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below as to what you speculate when she's coming. But like I said, after 1.4 and the Mondstadt Festival, which is in 1.4, and the reruns and all that, the new characters, new 4 stars, we're literally going to, like I said, have no content. They have not updated us. After Mondstadt Festival, I'm pretty sure we had the Liyue Festival, right? And now we're having the Mondstadt Festival, and those are the only 2 areas we have. So I don't see them having another festival anywhere, unless Dragon Spine, but that seems highly unrealistic. So anyway, we have the Mondstadt that had a festival, Liyue had a festival, or Mondstadt's about to have a festival. And then after that, we have no content, meaning they update into a whole new location, because we have had Liyue for quite a while now. So honestly, it's been like how many updates? It's been more than 2 updates, I believe, since we've had Liyue, right? Or more than, yeah, way more than 2 updates, most likely. So I definitely feel like that's been about 2 months maybe or more. And we are about to get a new location, because as you do know, like I said, they do not release new locations literally next to each update. They don't say, okay, 1.3 new location, 1.4 new location. What they'll do is they'll be like, okay, so since this is the prologue, it doesn't really count. It's just like the start, like a trial. And then we have the first update. Boom, we have Liyue now. Now we skip past like 1.4. And then, so it's 1.3, 1.4 is a filler right here, and then 1.5 or 1.6 has a new area. So each update's gonna skip in order to release an area. So say for example, right here, we have Liyue, then we have 1.4, so 1.3 Liyue, 1.4 Mondstadt Festival, and then 1.5, 1.6, we get a new area as well as a new Cryo character named Ayaka Kamisato. And now, after 1.5 or 1.6 of Inazuma, we then have 1.7, then we have 1.8, which is Cyno, and then, you know, we have 1.9, and then we have 1.10, or if they do 2.0, we have, you know, Linne and Lynette. So you'll see how it works. They're going to be skipping and have a continuous skip between locations, because they don't want to release the content too fast, and it's honestly smart to not release the content too fast. It's like very, very ideal to take their time, because they don't want to rush anything. They want to make sure everything is perfected and everything is a really good first game experience for all their player base. So anyway, yes, this is my speculation on Kamisato Ayaka. I definitely feel like she will be coming in 1.5 to 1.6 because of how everything is going and because of how the acts are played out. We are definitely 100% without a doubt getting Inazuma as the next region, and after 1.4 it will be ideal to get her right then and there, because yes, we got Liyue literally in 1.1, so getting Inazuma in 1.5 or 1.6 would be very ideal. So there were 3 updates between, if we get Inazuma in 1.5, there were 3 updates between Inazuma and Liyue. As you can see, we have gotten Liyue in 1.1. So that's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then 1.4. That's 3 updates, right? And then right after that, we're getting, if we get her in 1.5, which we should, since it's literally been 3 updates, it should work like that. I hope that they don't do this like every character and have 3 updates in between. I feel like definitely the reason that Ayaka was so like far away and pushed back is because of all the festivals that we had to celebrate. So after all these festivals have been celebrated for this year, I feel like definitely the schedule will be changed a little bit. Maybe we'll be getting a new region in every 2 updates, or maybe we'll get a, you know, yeah, every 2 updates will be very ideal actually. So yeah, I definitely feel like we're going to be, the reason Ayaka was so delayed was because of the festivals we had to celebrate during the times we had to celebrate them. And definitely for the schedule it might change because we're not going to really have a lot of festivals unless, you know, MiHoYo decides to put a lot more festivals in for the other locations and whatnot. But yeah, we haven't had a new region in like 2 updates because it's been since 1.1 and it's 1.3 right now. So once we hit 1.4, that'll be 3 updates, and that's going to be the Mondstadt Festival. And then once we hit 1.5, we are going to most likely have the new area in Azuma as well as Kamisato Ayaka. So guys, one more update and we might have her. So everybody stay strong and we'll see what MiHoYo has to offer. Anyway, let me go ahead and summarize Ayaka before we end this video. For some people that don't know about her, some people who just started the game, this is the only character that is still in closed beta. Every other character is out. Every other character that we have in the game is literally out of closed beta. Xiao's now no longer in closed beta. Zhongli's not in closed beta anymore. You know, everybody that was in closed beta is out now besides Ayaka. So there are still things to be updated about her, and I feel like definitely they're going to start updating things the more they test her. They're going to put her in more updates and what are more closed beta tests, so closed beta testers can test her and, you know, balance her out so that once they release her in 1.5 or 1.6, it's going to be, you know, very, very balanced and very playable and not too broken and not too bad. So anyway, as you can see, take this with a hint of salt. This information definitely will change 100%, but as of now in the closed beta test that was pretty recent, she has cryo damage % as her stat progression, which goes up to 28.8%. Now her elemental skill is called Kamisato Art. Well, she has actually 2 elemental skills. I'll explain exactly what I mean. Kamisato Art Hyoka. She emits ice around herself and shortly afterward launches opponents nearby, dealing AoE cryo damage. Now this has a really big multiplier, as you can see, almost going up to 600% at level 15 with a 8-second cooldown, which means that she's going to be one of those characters to be able to get energy back really fast. Also, another thing to note is I like to count this as her sprint, but also as her second elemental skill, for the fact that once she consumes stamina to hide within a swift flow of sleep that moves as she moves, in Senho form she will move at high speed on ice or on water. She can also move on water, guys, because she, you know, she's cryo element. And if you don't know, if you have Mona and you sprint across water, yes, you can go across water with characters that can go underground. When she reappears, the following effects are produced. She will inflict cold to nearby opponents, and also the cold congeals along Ayaka's blade, converting her attack damage into cryo damage for a brief period. So if we think about this, there's a lot of dodging that needs to be done when you're in fights, okay? So you're going to be spamming your shift or whatever key you have bind for your sprint, and that means that you're going to be mainly dealing a lot of cryo damage. The reason I count this as a elemental skill is because it converts her damage to a different element, or to her element in that case. It changes her to cryo, and that sets up for a lot of damage. And the reason this is stated is because of the cryo damage % she has, and depending on how you build her, which would probably possibly be the best set would be on her is the Blizzard Strayer set. You will literally have tons of crit damage, and then tons, and I mean tons, of cryo damage, especially if you built the goblet with cryo damage. So anyway, that is her sprint and how it works, and it is very, very, very good, especially if you compare this to the Blizzard Strayer set and how it works. Literally on the Blizzard Strayer set 4-piece, as soon as you have the infliction of cryo on your enemy, that's already an increased 20% crit rate. If you freeze them, that's an increased another 20% crit rate. And then that's not even to mention if you have a crit rate build on your Ayaka. So definitely she could be very, very optimal, have tons of crit rate or tons of crit damage. It's up to you and how you prefer to build your Ayaka. But anyway, let's go over her elemental burst. This is her Blade Storm. This deals cryo damage over time to all enemies in its path. After the damage over time is ended, the created Blade Storm will burst, dealing cryo damage to all enemies in a bigger radius. So we have the slashing damage. which goes throughout the whole duration. So depending on what talent level you have, it's going to do that damage continuously for 5 seconds. And then the Blade Store damage is when it bursts, I believe. So we have the slashing damage, which is when it slashes you the whole time, and then the Blade Storm damage when it explodes at the end of the duration and does the additional damage right there. So we're talking a lot of damage since it lasts for 5 seconds, and it's going to be absolutely a really good elemental burst. And considering that she'll be able to spam it for how many particles she'll be able to get back, it's going to be very viable for having a 15-second cooldown and as well as a energy cost of 60. Now our passives are Kanten, Sin, Moyo, Narito. Normal attack hits on enemies affected by Cryo have a 6% out of 18% chance respectively of shortening the cooldown of Kamisato Arc Ayaka by 0.5 seconds, which is pretty beneficial. And then having a double Animo comp on the team would decrease the elemental skill cooldown even more. That's up to you and your preference, but also having a double Cryo comp for the double Cryo resonance will increase your crit rate. So anyway, we have Amatsumi, Kunatsumi, Ihahigato. While in Kamisato Art Sinho form, Kamisato Ayaka marks nearby opponents below 30% HP, leaving Sinho form near her marked opponents and immediately hitting them with a normal attack that does cryo damage equal to 300% of attack, which is actually a ton of attack. And they're below 30% HP, so this is 100% knocking them out, especially if you have a lot of attack. And this counts as a charge attack, so I'm pretty sure it will consume stamina. But the fact that, like I said, this Senho form is literally its own elemental skill. It's as if she has 2 elemental skills for how the Senho literally buffs her. It gives her all cryo damage for a short period of time. And then not only does it give her the cryo damage, it also hits the nearby opponents that she, like, once she comes out of her sprint, it's going to literally inflict cold on all the opponents. And then not only that, is if they're below 30% health, as soon as you just come out of your sprint, you're going to do 300% of your attack on an enemy below 30% HP. And that's going to be cryo damage as well, guys. It's going to be absolutely mad. And like I said, having a cryo damage build on her with her cryo damage stat progression will be absolutely very beneficial and insane. So really, this character overall, she hasn't been buffed, she hasn't been nerfed. There's a lot of things we still have to keep in mind and a lot of things we still have to wait for, but soon we will get her and soon we will get updates on her and whatnot. So until then, guys, all you can really do is just be a very loyal simp. Anyway, that's really about it for this video. I just wanted to state my speculation on when I think that Ayaka will be coming to Genshin and why I think she will be coming at that date and why I think it's actually perfect that she comes at that date. And it leaves a lot of players that are out there still saving a lot of time to summon for her, especially if she really comes at 1.5 to 1.6, which she should, because that would mean, that will mark, if we get her at 1.5, that will mark the 3 updates without a new location. So I feel like definitely we'll be getting her in 1.5, 100% in my opinion. That's my speculation, that's what I think. But you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And I feel like definitely they're going to make some changes to her. They're probably going to either buff her or nerf her, but I feel like they've already nerfed her since the closed beta test 1, I believe. So maybe they're going to just look at her and see if she needs any buffs and have the closed beta testers test her out and make sure she's still viable and optimal. But really, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to update you guys on Kamisato Ayaka because I know a lot of you have probably been like, when is she even coming? Or I know some of you have not been simping for these new characters that come in, like Hu Tao, like Xiao. You've still been waiting for Ayaka, and I respect that. So I'm going to go ahead and provide you with some new information that has been put out for this character, as for a voice actor, as for a speculation on when she will release, like literally based on the 7 regions of Teyvat in the story trailer. You could just depict this, or you could just break this down really and see that she will be released in 1.5 or 1.6, just from how everything has played out so far, just from how the acts are playing out, just for how this is a new region. You can see. So definitely, guys, look forward to this. Definitely keep speculating, keep your head up if you're an Ayako simp still saving. Definitely believe she is coming really soon, and she's going to be so worth it. She's a beautiful character, has a beautiful design, as well as beautiful animations for her attacks. But without further ado, guys, that is really about it for this video. I appreciate everybody who came out to watch this video and support your boy Whisker-chan. And yeah, so without further ado, thank you to everybody who watched this video, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you smash the subscribe button down below, the like button, and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my daily uploads. And without further ado, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.